Welcome to the party, motherfuckers. We're here today. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
What's going on?
Not much, man. It's been a hell of a day, and I'm glad to be talking comics and other shit. It's been a day, and I want to get it behind me. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah. It's been a hell of a week, man. I'm ready for this. We got a 3-day weekend. I'm off tomorrow. I'm off Saturday, off Sunday for Easter, apparently. I didn't even know what time of year it was.
Yeah, it's that time. And now it's time for our other co-host, Stanley, to join us. About time.
What's
Good
going
evening,
on?
gentlemen. I apologize for being late here. I couldn't find my headphones.
Oh,
It
man.
happens.
Been a day.
It has been a day.
It's been a week. It's been a week.
Yeah.
But it's over now. And there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on right now.
Mm-hmm.
Movies,
100%.
comic book movies, people hating on movies when they shouldn't be. Because honestly,
I love that
thinking
conversation.
These movies I'm thinking are looking good. We got Spider-Man. That looks good to me. We got Supergirl. That looks good to me. And we got He-Man. That looks pretty good. I'm excited. I think these movies they're gonna do badass.
I actually just saw some clips of the new He-Man movie, and yeah, dude, it actually looks decent. I think I'm going to be surprised by what He-Man has in store.
Y'all remember the trailer? Did we watch it where it had the he/him? Like it shows him at a desk on Earth, and He-Man sitting there on board, sitting at his desk, and he had his nameplate said he/him on it. Which that's a funny play on obviously the identity politics and the backlash of the identity politics, but also it fits because it's He-Man, right? So instead of he/him, it's He-Man, or instead of He-Man, it's he/him. So that's funny. But because people are whiny babies and they can't take a joke,
delicate flowers,
they actually redid that shot for the new trailer and removed the name tag from the.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
Bunch of pussy.
Now, maybe it's just an edit. Maybe that was a take for this commercial. Maybe they just used a different take.
it was an edit. I bet it was an edit.
We'll see when the movie comes out if it sticks, but I thought that was a funny joke. Especially because he's like miserable in the human world, and so it makes sense. And obviously, it's because of shit like that. You know, an HR lady has to come talk to him about being a nerd. So that was a funny joke. Right. I thought that was pretty good. The fact that people were complaining about it,
especially for the He-Man movie. I mean, go figure. He-Man, he/him. It works.
It's a funny joke.
It is. It's a funny joke. Period.
It also tells you exactly who the audience is. It tells you exactly who it's for. It tells the other ones that are, progressives to fuck off. This is for the old heads. This is for the graybeards. This is for the guys that grew up with it. So get the fuck out. This is He-Man.
All right. I don't want to derail this, but this conversation is something that's come up with my family in the past couple of days. We have been watching Star Trek Picard, courtesy of Peter's suggestion, and glorious. It is wonderful.
Really?
How did they go from like this? Picard was 2020s. How did they go from that to Starfleet Academy?
Picard has its problems, and you can see how they start sprinkling that shit in. But if you watch Discovery and then Strange New Worlds, and then it's real easy to see how they got there. It's not they went from point A to point B.
I'm not even familiar with the other two, so I guess I can see how they're.
Discovery had good ideas, interesting concepts, but they ruined that show. It's probably the better one out of some of these newer ones, but then you've got Strange New Worlds, which is that's supposed to be the adventures of Captain Pike on the Enterprise. And then Starfleet Academy. You got Lower Decks, of course, which is
the take on that being like so with Picard, that whole thing is a lot of fan service to the TNG guys. So which is why I bring it up, because they're doing this is with any luck with He-Man, they're going to be doing some fan service to the people in their 40s and 50s.
TNG, you meant the Next Generation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That one's, I think, the best one out of all
which,
of them. I like the original series, but I like the original series, the Kirk movies better. The original series is fun, but I like
agree with that.
Next Generation better. I think they did a better job. They put more effort into it.
Yeah.
Well, probably
Yeah, I
because they
agree
already
with
had the fucking, fans behind it when it first came out. I mean with
they
Star
had.
Trek.
Oh, go ahead.
Star Trek was kind of campy, right? But Next Generation actually took it to that next level with philosophy and stuff like that.
Yes, and it was art. There was some artistry to it. They had bigger budgets. They were able to do more.
They had
better technology.
They had actual like NASA engineers and actual like scientists helping them write the dialogue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because and the concepts they wanted to be as close to, scientifically possible or whatever. I guess they wanted to bring science into it.
Well, they already knew that there was going to be an audience behind it. I mean, that's why. And then they wanted to make it a bigger audience, so they made sure that everything was, finely.
Yeah, they did everything just better, like every aspect of it. Fun side note: I forget the name of it, but the system that are you familiar with the new movie that came out, Project Hail Mary?
Yes, I haven't seen it, but I heard it was actually pretty good.
Ryan Gosling.
Yes, so that was my favorite book like 5 years ago, and I love Andy Weiss. He did The Martian. I love his story writing. Project Hail Mary was a phenomenal book. We loved the shit out of it. So we've been waiting for this movie for years now, and it turns out. So Gene Roddenberry was a big fan of the science that goes into all of the stuff that they talk about. That's why they try to get all technical with some of the stuff that they're talking about. They touch on some things. That's how the technology, that they discuss. That's how it's a thing that's prevalent in society because they put some thought and effort into that. Well, the planetary system, the solar system that the Vulcans are from, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's the Vulcans and the Romulans, right? They're in the same system.
They're in the same region because they're like cousin races or whatever.
Okay. Well, the Vulcans, whatever system it was that Gene Roddenberry was actually sitting there going like, okay, this system right here has got these things on these planets. Like we know what some of these planets, we know some of the stuff about them. So he's like, that's the one that's I'm gonna do. The Vulcans are based on this system right here. That is the same system that they used for the Rocky creature in Project Hail Mary, meaning that Rocky and Spock are neighbors.
Yeah, that's funny.
Hilarious.
I thought you were going to talk about something else. I thought you were going to talk about like the Federation map of the galaxy, and I was like, well, that's okay. So the the Vulcans are over here, but then you got the neutral zone, and the Romulans are over here on the other side. And then over on the other side of the quadrant, you have the Klingon Empire, and then you have like the undiscovered territories and whatnot.
Is it an empire? I mean, didn't they live on a moon? They were destroyed by a moon.
No, what, the Klingons? No, they had an empire. The moon that was destroyed in Star Trek 6 was their power. Praxis was their energy planet or whatever. That's where they
That's right.
They had refineries there. So what's going on, Will?
Will Studios in the house, as is Draw Zombie.
What's going on, Zombie? Oh, we can need that link again because I need to. Yeah, I want the link because I want to go. I can't wait to buy that book.
He's been hard at work at that book.
I just backed 2 books actually recently. I backed Aaron Lepresti's book, the one with all the monster books or whatever, and then Broken 4 just launched, and we got to talk about that at some point. I just backed Broken 4.
I was about to say, we did an unboxing back on your channel last week because I needed a fucking break. There was no way I was going to be able to helm a fucking live stream that day. But I did do an unboxing over there, and it was, of course, Phenomenova issue 3.
Oh, yeah.
And what a fun read that was.
Oh, man. I haven't even read it yet.
Yeah. We talked about... what did we talk about last time?
Issue 1. We did a review on it. We did another Grota review on Phenomenova issue 2. So issue 3, I'm looking to see that he actually upped the ante a little bit, because the first issue absolutely was fun. Loved it. Enjoyed it. I thought it was great storytelling from beginning to end. Second one, take it or leave it. Third one, he got back to making bigger books. And I think there's a lot more actually going on than just 2 scenes. So I'm looking forward to actually reading Phenomenova issue 3. Ron Coleman's a good storyteller.
That cover looks pretty good.
He'll put it back on track.
That cover looks pretty legit, man. And I like the artwork of his book. His book's got some pretty good artwork.
Let me bring it back up. Well, hang on one second.
Yeah.
For a little bit more, if you want a little bit more detailed and in-depth on everything that this gentleman is doing, check out the video that we did on his channel last week. It was a fun. It's a fun little thing that we did. It was cute.
Not too shabby. But yeah, we love going in depth on comics over on this channel. If you haven't checked out our Grover reviews, or if you haven't checked out any other live stream, I actually have some videos over here where we go over stuff. We actually did our first 3 guys, 1 comic on Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. Go check out that video. I know it's an hour and a half long, but if you have a long journey to work in the morning or after work, it's going to be a good listen. But Phenomenova issue 3, looking forward to reading that one. Outside of that, we got 2 movies we got to talk about tonight. I'm actually looking forward to both Spider-Man Brand New Day.
I'm very curious about some of the things I've seen about it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Man Spider. I'm excited for that one.
And Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I'm very much hyped about these 2 films. Hang on one second.
Yeah.
Zombie says, I just got Anatomic. Awesome. Was that Shane Davis? Anatomic?
Yeah, Anatomic was that.
I didn't know that was a book. I thought he was talking about I thought that was like a different term for sexual arousal or something.
Anatomic was the supplemental for the Inglorious Rex book.
I've seen a different Anatomic book out. It was called Anatomica with an A at the end. So I'm wondering, because I think Anatomica came out first, and then Anatomic was right behind it with Shane Davis. I think it's on 2 different platforms, though. I don't know what Anatomica is on, but Anatomic, I believe that's on Shane Davis's own website, right?
Now it is, because he's doing his King Kong second chance for, I think, Inglorious Rex 3. Anatomic came out just before that, so it's shipping right now. And that book looked pretty cool. Everything Shane puts out looks badass. And the Inglorious Rex books are fun. They're a cool story. Inglorious
Rex looks fun. King Kong just seems like out of left field to put on a cover with Inglorious Rex.
I thought so too. It fits because they're all kaijus, right? But King Kong or Savage Kong, because it's like King Kong.
Like you could have done a Mothra or Godzilla, but just a regular old big monkey that didn't really.
Are they in the public domain? Honestly, I would have rather seen Godzilla because I'm a Godzilla guy, not King Kong.
If you can't do King Kong, but you can do Savage Kong, can we do like Tarantula Guy?
Yeah. Instead of Mothra, what's another word for moth? Like butterfly thra?
Firefly or some shit like that. But yeah. Spider-Man Brand New Day is coming out this year, as is Supergirl. June 2026, June 26th, 2026, my birthday, Supergirl is coming out. So I will be unavailable on my birthday.
When is Spider-Man coming out? I'm actually I don't know if I'm more excited about Spider-Man or Supergirl.
There is a lot riding on Spider-Man.
What's going on, Corey?
Yeah, but is there really? Because
there is.
Because it's not like he's going to have much of a future, even if this movie's a success.
No. That's not what I'm saying. Like Spider-Man, I mean, end it, whatever. I don't care. Like Spider-Man's all they're going to do is just do a reboot where he has to go like save his uncle and become Spider-Man all over again. We know how this story ends. They keep going through the same cycle. But what I'm saying, the stakes for this movie is that this is going to be the introduction to all of the new stuff that we're seeing in the MCU, and they better get it right.
Well, considering they're bringing in the X-Men, they have to get it right. We got Fantastic
Yeah.
Four leading into the X-Men. You got Spider-Man leading into the X-Men.
You're going to have some kind of reference to Doctor Doom.
Yeah. When is Doctor Doom? When is that one coming out?
Hot take by Corey. He says, I don't know if I care about either, but if I had to pick, it would be Spider-Man. See,
I want Spider-Man to be better, but I actually think Supergirl is going to be better.
I think
I care more about the Supergirl movie, and that's such a weird thing to say, but that's where we're at these days. I care more about that one. I think there's a lot more writing on Spider-Man.
Well, Spider-Man
DCU doesn't have a. There's no DCU to ruin. Supergirl's not going to ruin some DCU, but Spider-Man can kick off a terrible start to the next 5 years of MCU. Well, see,
Spider-Man is the flagship for Marvel. I don't care what anybody says. I agree with that. Franchise, no other animated franchise has been bigger than Spider-Man for Marvel. So they're not going to fuck them up. They're never going to.
For a minute there, it's been the Avengers because of the movies.
Specifically Iron Man and Captain America, but yeah.
But I mean, that's a new thing. For my entire life, it was Spider-Man.
Right.
And then probably X-Men second, but that's only because I'm from the 80s. I would totally admit it's fantastic. It should be like Fantastic Four, Hulk. It should be all the old school comics. But definitely Spider-Man throughout over all the ages.
Corey Barton says, I'm looking forward to the Batman 2 movie. I reckon that will be good. I
actually liked the first one. I know I didn't like Batman. I didn't like Robert Pattinson, but the vibe of the movie, and I liked what they did with Riddler. Everything except Robert Pattinson.
I got a feeling that we're not going to remember this Batman series as fondly as the Christopher Nolan films.
That bar was set beyond what they could physically accomplish right now. That was different because I
don't know about that.
It was different because they took Batman in this strange, dark, and gritty direction that we hadn't seen before. We'd seen the Wes Craven strange, kind of style, the Nightmare Before Christmas kind of Batman. We got some really goofy shit in the middle there. And then we got a real gritty Batman, and you couldn't do that right now. Like, if you made Batman darker and grittier, it's like, dude, you got to draw the line somewhere. I'm done with it. Like, you can't take it any further.
Stop going darker and grittier and go like animated series with it. No, go animated series with it.
Like Corey Barton says, I watched the Penguin show, which was mostly great, apart from the villain chick felt out of place. I thought Robert was cool. Robert Pattinson.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, he actually won me over. I'm in the complete opposite with you on that one, Peter. I liked Robert Pattinson. I really did not like Riddler.
Here's the thing.
Well, what's good about Robert Pattinson?
What's good about him is if you take him out of Twilight, with especially the movies that he's done the last few years, what's that, Ethan 17 or whatever that movie was that he did, where he actually had to play like 3 different versions of himself. Right. He's done some very good stuff in his acting recently. And in hindsight, taking the Twilight stuff out of the mix and looking at what he's done looking at his Batman through that lens, I'm okay with it. I'm not saying he's great, but I'm okay with it.
Why Robert Patterson, whatever? Why Batman? Why is he a good Bruce Wayne? Is he a good Batman? Is he a good both?
He's not even. I would just throw in a dart. I would argue he may be 3rd or 4th best at either. He's not like setting the bar.
I don't think he's up there on any of those. His Batman didn't intimidate me. It was like
nope.
He did have that one scene where he was like beating the shit out of the guy, which was cool. But I mean, that's probably the coolest thing he's ever done in his life.
The interesting thing about the Batman with Robert Pattinson wasn't Robert Pattinson as Batman or Bruce Wayne. The most interesting things were these two: the atmosphere and the side characters.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, he was a journeyman. He just carried it. He didn't hurt it. He didn't provide a bad Batman. He was more of the detective Batman than what we have seen in the last couple of decades.
I'll give you that he carried it, but it's Batman. If you're talking about the flagship Spider-Man, he's fucking flagship DC.
So other than Tom Holland, who would you have got to portray Batman?
Oh man, I'd have to think about that.
Tom Holland.
Because honestly, I thought that Ben Affleck
that's
was
a
going to
joke.
suck.
Everybody wants him for fucking everything.
Oh.
Fuck that.
It's like I thought Ben Affleck was gonna suck, but I actually thought he was a really good Bruce Wayne, and his Batman would have been better if the suit didn't look ridiculous and half of it was CGI.
Isn't that's like half the battle right there is that suit? Because Batman Forever would have been a wholly different story if they didn't have nipples. Like
No, that
that
was the last
alone,
Batman, wasn't it? I thought
whichever one. I don't care whichever one is one that has nipples. That right there was just like you can always just fall in that argument.
So you know how that one had like silver accents on that suit? It was like silver and black all over, right? Why didn't they just go all out and make the nipples silver? You know, why bother even blending it into the rest of the costume? And how come Batgirl didn't have nipples on her costume?
Yeah, that
would have been too sexual.
So then they shouldn't have done it on either of them, you know? Do it
Right.
It's not sexual on a guy, but it's sexual on a girl.
That's sexist, and I disagree.
Robert as Batman is a lot cooler than Tom as Spider-Man.
Oh, okay. I like Tom, but for different reasons. I liked Andrew Garfield's best.
Like big dinner plates.
I thought Andrew Garfield's movies were not as good as Tobey's or Tom's, but it had its moments. But I thought Andrew Garfield was the best Spider-Man, both Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
I can see
but
that.
His movies just weren't as good.
Yeah. Actually, the more I watch him, the more I agree with that.
And that moment with Gwen Stacy in the second one with the little hand, it's my strong hand. Like that was holy shit, that was a good scene, dude. That was in the comics too, right? I can't remember specifically which comic that was from, but
wasn't it in like three of them?
I don't know. But that was like with the little hand.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and he rescued her like 50 times.
Right. But Brand New Day, it's got a lot of different elements taking place with, like, not only is it trying to introduce the X-Men in this film, which Deadpool already did that. And then there's the Punisher. John Bernthal is coming back as the Punisher in Brand New Day.
Nice.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool.
Yeah. That's gonna be sick. If you haven't seen
that's also yet, like sick casting.
Have you seen it yet, Stanley? He's in the trailer.
Yet?
No, I don't think I have actually.
It's fucking great. It's a really great story because it picks up 4 years after what took place in No Way Home when he had memory erased.
Yeah, when nobody can remember him and all that stuff. I maybe I have seen it.
So he's all on his own now. But
No Way Home is that. Yeah. Now he's like no tech. Yeah. He's in his own homemade Spider-Man suit, and he's all alone.
Yes. He's fully devoted to being a solitary, like, street level hero for New York. And this is going to be a reinvention of what we've already been introduced to. So it's got nothing to do with Iron Man, Tony Stark. This is Spider-Man on his own, fresh out the womb.
Good. We needed that.
We definitely needed that.
I was not a fan of how they got us here, but I do like that we're here.
I liked his Tom Holland movies. I like them all. They're unique and interesting in their own way, and they do fit in the MCU.
Yeah, he's not terrible.
But it does take away from Spider-Man when he's all teched out, right? So the idea that they're bringing him back home, but, grounding him a little bit, so to speak, I like that because that's going to make the character shine. Now, can Tom Holland handle that? Can he be Spider-Man, actually Spider-Man? The college going, whatever, trying to make it through life. Tobey Maguire did a good job being Peter Parker and Spider-Man.
Well, see, the difference between the previous Spider-Man and then Tom Holland's is Tom Holland's Spider-Man always had somebody to come in and save his ass. Whenever something was about to go awry, Tony Stark was there. Nick Fury was there.
He was a comedic sidekick.
Yeah.
Is what they relegated his character to.
Everybody around him was helping him out to get it done because he's still a high schooler. This was his first outgoing, going to space, helping out Avengers and all that shit. This is him without any of those gadgets, any help from anybody. This is him sewing his own costume together, which is very reminiscent of both Toby and Andrew Garfield's costumes, with a little bit of Holland still.
Well, actually, if the trailer there, he's okay. You see, he's got his web shooters right there.
Yeah.
Well, in the trailer, he's like clearly mutating. This is clearly going to have Man Spider in this movie, which is how they're going to bring the X-Men in because he's mutating. But in the trailer, he actually started shooting webs like from his own wrist, like Tobey Maguire did.
Yeah.
So that's going to be interesting.
Right. It's another.
I think it's weird.
Toby.
Yeah, but I do think it's weird that I don't know how they're going to make it not be ridiculous. He's got the web shooters. Why would he naturally develop web shooters exactly where his mechanical web shooters have always been?
Yeah, it should be by his anus.
Well, they gave you that kind of link.
That's in the boys
from No Way Home when Toby was introduced, right? Because they showed
brother.
That was the whole joke. Was like, dude, you can make your own webbing out of your wrist. Does it come out anywhere else? That was the joke.
Yeah.
So it's known that they come out of the wrist, and it just,
I guess they could argue that, like, because he's mutating, maybe his brain is used to the idea of having webs come out of here, so he develops that way.
I don't like that explanation. I thought about that a second ago. Like, like if you're going to force evolution's going to go the path of least resistance, and he's already using the wrist. I don't like that explanation. The one explanation that I'm kind of okay with is the fact that we have already discussed how the other guy, Tobey Maguire, how he's doing it naturally, and so it just took Tom Holland's body longer to get the full effect.
Right. Or maybe Tom Holland, or maybe Tobey Maguire infected him when they were bleeding together while fighting the Green Goblin. They're both bleeding and sweaty, and then the Green Goblin, he's about to kill the Green Goblin. Tobey Maguire stops him and says, no. And then a little bit of blood or spit or something happens, gets in his body, and he's mutating.
That's a very She-Hulk explanation.
Bloody, sweaty, shirts ripped.
No. So what I think happens is that after the weight of everything that he lost in No Way Home, he lost his friends, he lost his Aunt May, he lost Tony at Endgame. Everybody that he loves either no longer remembers him or has died. Everybody that has made an impact on his life is gone from him. So I'm thinking this is trauma-based, right? So much has happened to him that it just triggers this mutation of his powers, has to confront the repercussions of his choices and what's taking place.
That is such a current gen sensibilities explanation. It was his mental health, Brian.
Yeah. His fifis.
No.
But that's what happened in Tobey Maguire movies too. He lost his spider ability because he was all stressed out.
No, this movie is totally Spider-Man animated season 2. This is Spider-Man animated series season 2 right out the gate. He's mutating.
I get that. But where's Strife? Where's Kingpin? Where's all the other characters?
Okay, I can kind of smell what you're stepping in. I can't deny that.
We're bringing in that 90s animated cartoon that we've been wanting. This is stepping up to that.
Can I just say, this is the shittiest thing they had to throw at a writer in a long time. They literally had to tell the writer, he's got his little web slinger things, but now we need to retcon his ability to actually produce his own webs out of his wrist. Figure it out.
Oh,
but not to mention, they were like, oh, also, everyone has amnesia. Not him. Everyone has amnesia about him. Oh, also, we got to bring in the X-Men. Also, Punisher, maybe
Dr. Doom.
Dr. Doom's got to be in there somewhere.
We can't tell you who he is, but we can tell you who the actor is. But we can't tell you who, what is he? Stark? Is he, what's the other guy's name? I forget, but you don't know. Right. But he's
Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange's got to be in there somewhere, or mentioned at least. Yeah, you got to have all these things, and that way, and it's got to be able to lead into the next thing, which is going to be X-Men.
Oh, and make it good.
And the Doomsday or whatever, or Doomsday's first, so it's got to lead into Doomsday, right? Which comes first, Doomsday or Spider-Man?
Spider-Man is coming first, and then Doomsday's coming.
So it's got to lead into Doomsday. Doomsday
Yeah,
is going to bring in the.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot riding on this because this is launching all of that stuff.
So Doomsday, I'll bet you it's going to be. I don't know. What do you think? Infinity Wars? Not Infinity Wars. What's the other one? The Secret Wars.
Secret Wars. Yeah.
I think it's going to be. No, they did Infinity Wars, Infinity Stones, but the Secret
Wars.
No,
with all the aliens that are.
That's Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Get it right, dude.
I'm getting confused between all the Secret and the Invasion and the Wars and
Infinity. Yep. Corey Barton says, "What if it's an alternate universe and that's why they got Doctor Doom in it?" Well,
boom!
I mean,
boom!
He did come from an alternate universe. He did.
Who did? Doctor Doom?
Dr. Doom.
Okay. Did they show that? I watched Fantastic Four, but I fell asleep and I didn't finish it.
Yeah, he comes from
movies late at night.
He comes from an alternate reality, which is why he ends up at the Fantastic Four, building, which looks very oddly similar to the Avengers Tower. But he comes in.
I'm just sick of the excuse of it's an alternate universe. Yeah, it's multiverse.
I think people jumped on that a little bit early.
Time, some hero could jump out of the universe and just save us all, and that's all we ever needed.
I think Rick and Morty ruined that for everyone because they were like, no, they make these rules like we're not going to do time travel because we're not Back to the Future. It's like, well, then why did you design your characters off of Back to the Future, for one? So then people are on this mentality where they're like, multiverse, Rick and multiverse, yada, yada. And then Marvel starts doing multiverses, and everyone instantly hates it. And I was like, I understand the argument that it's an easy cop-out to write out, like, whatever you want with the multiverse.
Right.
But I don't know if they did that necessarily. I don't think – at what point did they write a cop-out?
If you saw if you saw all of the Loki TV series, and there was a couple of the TV series that tackle on it, and it after watching multiple seasons with the Scarlet Witch and like after all of that, it's like I'm just tired of it.
Well, Scarlet Witch was like a mini verse or whatever. That wasn't even a multiverse. Yeah. That was like she created her own world. So I don't know if that counts as a multiversal thing because
it's dipping their toes in it.
The only multiversy thing that they did with Doctor Strange, Mother of Madness or whatever, and the only thing that they did was they hopped different realities. They hopped through different universes
with that weird Star Girl,
American Chavez or whatever the fuck you want to call her, and that was it. That was the only multiversing that we saw take place, which was completely asimine. That wasn't
everything in Loki.
That wasn't a Doctor Strange movie.
And even the Ant-Man and the Wasp
movie.
Yes, that was another Ant-Man. What if you want to count, that's another one.
It's like, okay, so we got a quantum realm, we got the multiverse. When are they going to go to like higher dimensions? Can we go into higher dimensions, or is that what Doctor Strange does? And so I get that it's like getting a little convoluted. Let's bring it back. Let's bring everybody back into one universe like they're doing with Deadpool. They kind of explained it a little bit with Deadpool. It seems like they're trying to bring them all back into one universe.
Sure. One of the other issues with this, though, like you had said, it was a Rick and Morty thing, but it was also a DC thing before. They did it all with the different Earths on with Flash and Supergirl on the WB. Those TV series being the best movies that they have done in years, with a few exceptions. And now MCU is just kind of like jumping, or not now jumping in, but they're just carrying off that exact same thing.
I'll say the comic books went fucking nuts with multiverse shit. Like that, the comics were bad about it. They wrote all kinds of shit. We need a gay Wolverine. Let's write a multiverse gay Wolverine. We got like way too much of that crap going on in the comics.
Well, see, they kind of had to like take a different route after everything that went down with Jonathan Majors when he was going to be Kang, right? The Dynasty of Kang.
Yeah, they had to shift
gears. They should have stuck with him.
They should have.
I think they should have stuck with him
because in the end he won.
That ruined everything they were working on because he was.
Right. And all they had to do was just wait. They fired
Yeah,
him
they
before
can do
he
that.
even had his day in court. They're like suspicions or whatever, allegations. That's all we
No,
need.
Peter, you have to believe all women.
Yeah. You have to believe everything you hear all the time. That's why people can start rumors, and then you get, well, I mean, even if they're true.
To be fair on that, they already ruined Kang when they had Ant-Man kill the biggest and worst Kang, and then they were going to introduce all of the other Kangs as the big bad. Get the fuck out of here with that. If Ant-Man killed the big bad one, he is not an existential threat.
Not only that.
Well, when all the rest of them are just going, hoo, 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 in like the audience, you know?
Even before that, in the Loki series, Kang was murdered by Loki. And then the second Kang we're introduced to was killed by Ant-Man. So you're telling me that he was killed twice already? Barely an inconvenience? Pitch meeting. And then,
none of the rest are Kang Prime.
And now all these Kangs are supposed to suddenly make us feel threatened when we already took out 2? No, sorry, you already ruined it.
Hey, you know how I was talking about visual similarities in movies like The Orb is a good example I always go to. That Kang scene is another one. How many movies did we get these stadiums of like the same shit, right? It happened in The Flash where he's going through time. That's a weird way to depict time, to having a giant stadium of events happening, repetitious events. All right. But then you have the Kang Stadium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm sure if I think hard enough, I'll find more examples of this. But these are like...
there are. Thor, when he's in that arena with Hercules. When he does
I'll almost give that one, only because it's not like some multiverse or in some unique location, and this is the way to depict this location. I mean, like as in... It's a unique location. They're in fucking Zeus or whatever place. They're in like Valhalla or wherever the fuck they are. But that's an actual stadium of people. It's not a stadium of the same person, and it's not a vision of a depiction of time. It's like an actual stadium. So I'd almost give them that. But then again, it is a stadium.
What about the Fantastic Four with the guy from The Office and Captain Picard?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. The guy.
That's not a stadium, but it was a tribunal.
Yeah, a tribunal. So maybe it's I don't know. I don't know if it's. I'm trying to figure out what it is exactly. It's that visual of the ring with all these similar. I mean, it's just like a thing that happens throughout time in movies. Yeah, everyone's like, "That's a good idea. I'm going to use that." Or maybe just everybody thinks of the same
Rick and Morty did
it. Rick and Morty did it like fucking crazy with the Citadel of Ricks. Maybe that's where it started, or maybe everybody got a letter in the mail, and then they're like, "Oh shit, we gotta fucking."
Yeah, that sounds like something Netflix would like decree.
Yeah, right. Just like The Orb. Now we're getting fucking citadels of shit. What's next?
Well, that's
who can say?
That was kind of stolen from the Citadel of Reed Richards from Marvel.
Hunger Games. That same time, all that shit's going out. We had the big ring in the Hunger Games. You have the big
and not enough cornucopias.
No,
there are not enough cornucopias.
Yeah. And where was the fruit of the loom in that shit? They should have had a big Fruit of the Loom logo on that cornucopia.
Missed opportunity.
So
I'm actually excited about Spider-Man.
Yeah, me too.
But I am more excited for Supergirl.
I think more excited.
Gonna be a winner.
Only because, as much as I like Spider-Man, I think this Supergirl is going to be a better movie, better story.
I feel like DC is putting a lot more effort into their stuff right now, and I have more faith in Supergirl than I do. Yeah, they do. Their backs up against the wall, and it's showing. They're putting good stuff finally.
Yeah, like I enjoyed Superman 2025, right? It's not Superman Christopher Reeves, but it was still a good Superman movie.
It's the closest one we've gotten to Christopher Reeves since Christopher Reeves.
Right. But
I mean, I guess that's true. The Supergirl looks like it's going to be an interesting story. She actually looks like she has a story.
Mm-hmm. Oh, she does. And it's because they actually reinvented her shit, back in the 80s.
And I like the look. It's not this classic. like pretty Supergirl look. It's a rugged, like she's been through some shit look.
I like it. I think it's a good mix of New 52 and Woman of Tomorrow. I think it's a good mix. I think they nailed it with this version.
I wish they had gone a little bit more New 52. You know what I mean?
Just a tiny bit.
Just a little bit more.
We didn't need the pixie haircut. That's fine. I like her hair the way it is.
Yeah, I like this, but
yeah.
I mean, come on. A little bit more?
Just a tad more.
Do we have to go full on probably abusing like narcotics?
I don't think she'll be doing that. I think.
What was the horse's name? Comet?
Comet fucked her up, man.
I'm kind of curious to see how that gets handled.
I don't think it will.
I don't think it will, but it should. But that's a lot. They got a lot of shit they got to pack in this movie.
And they're being cautious.
Yeah,
DC is going to be like, maybe save that for the sequel.
The flaming furry horseman might be too much for this movie. We've already got Lobo.
Yeah, we do. We have Lobo, which, you know, he's got more of a presence in this film than he did even in the New 52 run when he actually, like, you know, goes to blows with Supergirl. But what's really cool about this is that this Supergirl is very much going with the origin story. Instead of Superman getting the origin story, we're being introduced to her origin story, which is going to help, like, reflect what happened with Clark a little bit.
It actually is more because Clark wasn't a part of his own origin story. She is. No. She was young, whatever. She was like there, experiencing it all. So it's actually kind of a better origin story. Like it's better as far as storytelling goes for the movie to bring in Krypton and all that shit with her and not him. We don't need another Superman origin story for one, and two, she has more of a story to tell.
I'm going to say it like Batman, Superman, all of the mans need to not have any more origin stories for like 10 years. It does not need to be on the screen.
Men don't have. Do men have origin stories, or are we just born like?
We're just born to be studly.
We're forged in fire, not born from whatever ashes. I guess.
But so this one takes place. It's going to show her origin story. We've already been introduced to her in Superman, and we saw her as somebody that likes getting drunk and, you know, just hightailing it out of there whenever she pleases. She doesn't stick around. So, me knowing Kara's backstory, I can very much see this movie, you know, actually going in the direction it is and agreeing with what's taking place. Like, I agree with her, like, PTSD or whatever you want to call it or whatever, and her trying to, like, find a new route because her old life was kind of ripped from her. Like, her father forced her off world because it was dying. And this whole thing with Lobo, I don't know what angle they're going to go with Lobo in this thing because it seems like it's going to be a buddy cop, you know, mashup, kind of like Deadpool and Wolverine. It doesn't really show them fighting. It shows him more of like the anti-hero that he's become later on in the comics rather than just a villain. So I'm really interested in seeing what goes on. He looks like he's going to be the comedic position for this film.
So long as they don't put him in a pink fluffy coat.
No, they won't do that. They gave him his fucking motorcycle. They gave him his cigar. He's got his chain whip. This is Lobo.
Yeah, they needed it because they weren't sure if Supergirl was going to land or not, so they needed something to save it just in case.
Well, they needed.
I think that's sad.
Well, right. They needed something for the male target. They needed something for the male audience in a Supergirl movie, which I don't know why, if there's so many actual fucking fans out there of hers, but
there's not though.
He's there.
That's the thing. There's super fans who've read the story, actually read the story. I was not a fan.
There's at least 3 or 4 of them out there.
Yeah, I wasn't a fan of the story till you made me read it, and then I read it, and now I'm a fan of the story and that version.
Yeah, same here.
I'm not a super fan, but
So I will say on that note, and I didn't need Lobo for this. This is just producers and people with money saying, I'll only give you money if you do a thing for me to try to sell the movie, so I have more faith in it. Blah 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 bullshit. Blah blah blah. But so what they would normally do is, like, historically they would focus more on like the male gaze. Blah, blah, blah. They would make her more attractive, right? Like they would do that, but they can't do that these days. That is a cardinal sin. And so I commend them for actually, they make her pretty. They don't overly do it. And they're giving us a good story. That was a very good comic. I don't like throwing in, like a $50 million Jason Momoa just to try to sell me on stuff. This is a flag to me. I don't like seeing this.
I don't mind.
It works because of the comics, but it's
better.
definitely, we all know what's going on.
This is all about parallels, right? This is the Supergirl and Ruthie from the actual comic. That's a parallel of losing something. Lobo, I wouldn't say he actually lost anybody from his homeworld. He is the last of his race, but that's because he killed everybody of his race.
Kind of did it to yourself there, bro.
So there's kind of like that humor component that they can bring to that kind of grievance with Lobo.
Like if he tries to play I'm the last of my race, and it's like, yeah, because you killed them all.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to scream that in the theater.
He's definitely going to be the comedic one.
That'd be funny.
But he's also the big badass.
Didn't work, did it?
Yeah, exactly. Because you killed him.
But I really am hoping that he is like a bounty hunter for hire from Brainiac and just accidentally runs into Supergirl, teams up with her for a little bit to learn her powers, learn what her story is, and then report back to Brainiac, hey, I found a Kryptonian, because he collects endangered species and wants the data and knowledge of everything. So he's going to run into Supergirl. Supergirl's are going to report back to Superman when she gets back to Earth, and that's going to lead Brainiac to Earth. That is what I want.
All right. Have they announced Brainiac yet?
No.
Because John Malin's been saying Brainiac is behind everything since the Superman movie.
It's too early for Brainiac. Too early.
It's too early to introduce him, but man, they have got to take a note from the MCU back in the early 2000s where they introduce things that lead up to these guys so that the stakes are bigger. If you want Brainiac to be a big badass bad guy, it really helps if when you do introduce him, you can point back to the other movies and be like, oh yeah, by the way, he did all of that.
Also, Brainiac's going to have to be a bigger. He's going to have to be a bigger threat. How many threats are they going to throw at all the movies? Right, building up to that big extreme. Because we've already fought a bunch of pretty bad. Well, we've fought some big villains, right?
Yeah.
If Brainiac's got to beat them all, you know what I mean? He's got to be tougher than them all. Otherwise, how the hell do we get to this point? Who was stronger than Thanos up until the point of Thanos?
I mean, stronger.
Thanos wasn't even that strong. That's one of the things I like about him. He was a flawed character, not hard to kill. He just had an army, and he had the Infinity Stones.
I mean, he's pretty hard to kill. He's Thanos.
Well, no, let's hold off on that, because in Infinity War, he almost died, right? Thor
With
comes
all
in,
of them coming after him.
Everybody, you're right. But every time without the Infinity Gauntlet on his arm, he is always hitting his knees. So it's not that bad when you're getting teamed up, when he's getting teamed up on.
And they pulled their punches. They make that expressly clear when Thor has to finally cut off his head, because when he was pulling his punches, hit him in the chest, it didn't work.
That's true.
So yeah, lethal dose kills Thanos.
So
Which is a good
we're
thing.
not going to get Doomsday. We're not going to get any of that crap. We're not getting Darkseid or in any of these. What other villains could we have leading up to? Obviously, Lobo's going to be okay. If Lobo's going to be a side quest in this movie, a side quest story, then our big bad's going to be that that little girl's villain, right? And she's going to help the little girl and kind of explain her story arc. So she's not going to really have a villain in this movie. She's just going to kind of help that girl defeat her demons.
Well, that's the whole thing, is like trying to find Krem and then bringing justice to Krem.
I guess if he kills her dog or kills her dog,
right,
that gives her some motivation, but
they get such big bonus points for me if that dog dies.
He's not going to die. He didn't even die in the book. But if they do kill him, like in the book, that'd be fucking badass. Stick an arrow in him.
Supergirl's cool because she's more of the trauma, where Superman's more of the positive, right? They're the opposite ends of the spectrum, which is cool because she used to be like an exact replica of Superman back when she was first incepted.
I like how they
even in the WB, which very well done series, but it was Superman female.
Right.
Yeah. I'm just saying that, like, we've got the Superman movie, and he was fighting in this he was fighting like Lex Luthor, but he also had to fight himself. That's pretty, and from what supposedly he was supposed to be more powerful than the clone was supposed to be more powerful than him.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, that's a pretty big bar to set for the up until, I guess it's not as maniacal as Brainiac. I don't know.
I think that's also an easy one. That's an easy thing to throw at your character. That's an easy thing to throw at your character, especially in like a first issue or something like that. If you're doing a reboot, throw them against themselves psychologically, or a clone, or whatever it is. Throw them against themselves, because there could always be somebody who's bigger and better, than you later on that you have to figure your way through.
You got to defeat yourself before.
Clone for super beings is so overdone, and I'm over it. I hated it when they tried to do it to make Doomsday and Batman versus Superman.
I did not like Doomsday. I thought that was horrible.
I hated it for Superman 2025 when they cloned him and made him Ultraman. I hate the cloning storyline.
I don't like
right up there with multiverse.
I wasn't a fan of Darkseid either. In fact, I didn't like the Justice League movie, aside from it being kind of boring. Even the remake, yes. I watched the 4-hour fucking Snyderverse.
Oh, I did too.
There's
And the
a
graphics were much better.
17-hour version of the Snyderverse movie that you haven't seen yet, and that unfolds all of the things that you don't get in the other Snyder cut.
Lord of the Rings, it worked, but I didn't get enough extra shit out of the Snyderverse. You know what I mean? Lord of the Rings actually added to the story.
No, I saw a thing just today about Lord of the Rings, a scientific take on it. They had a scene where what's his name, the best friend, is carrying Frodo to help him through, and they said, so scientifically, the powers of the ring, like the ring can't disassociate between like the person wearing the ring and the person carrying, i.e. the powers don't go from the ring. Like if you're carrying that person, it doesn't infect you as well. The ring powers just stay with that person, which ergo means they could have just put the ring on a mouse and fucking walked the mouse to the fucking mountain. It'd have been a 20-minute hike.
True. Yeah, they could have walked straight to the fucking mountain with a little mouse in their pocket. What have I got in my pocket?
The fucking hawks.
Well, that's an old argument. We argued that shit like in 8th grade. Like, why didn't the hawks just fly into the mountain? Those dickheads. They showed up for the battle. And they
didn't even have to battle. They didn't just take them. Just pick the 3 hawks that you're like, we like you guys the least. You fucked up at dinner the other day. Now you're going to have to take Frodo to the mountain.
And even if the hawks are like stodgy, they're like, nah, we've done enough for these bitches. There's got to be like one hawk that's like the outcast. That
some seagulls or something.
Yeah, there's got to be giant seagulls that need to make a name for themselves. Mm-hmm. And they're like,
they got a little chip on their shoulder because they're not a hawk.
Yeah. It'd be way too easy to get that ring up to that mountain. Before they let them build armies and go to battle, and it's bullshit.
Yeah. So I got one thing I got to point out about this. It's been driving me up a wall, and I have to say something because it's driving me up a wall. That Supergirl logo is not level.
Yeah, it shouldn't be though. She's like
A
tilted.
little crooked.
I know, but it's just a little. If you look at the U, look at the distance between the U and the top of the logo, and then look at the R and the distance from that to the top of that side of the logo.
Well, not
It's
to
not the
mention, if you
same.
look at the top of the logo to the top of the screen, and it's off. It's lower on the left side.
Yeah. Like
But
if
that
you're gonna
doesn't
go
bother
punk
me.
rock and tilt it a little bit. I know it's all spray paint, graffiti, and stuff like that, and so that's what they're going for.
Oh,
But
you must listen to Sex Pistols and the Ramones, where if you're gonna tilt something, you have to tilt it at a 45, and you have to wear the red shoelaces because that's what this means on your boots. But you can only lace
if
it
you're
up.
gonna
to
go
3
tilted,
loops.
you gotta go full tilt. Don't
Like-
give me no fucking 5 degree bullshit. This
No.
isn't fucking Bender trying to get out of prison.
This is more punk rock because they did it on. They must have done it on purpose because if they had done the full tilt, obvious tilt, it's obvious, right? That's so fucking obvious, Stanley.
Now it's just annoying to anybody who has to deal with text
Yeah,
and
just
imagery.
like a real punk rock should be. Punk rockers should be just that slightly tilted, just enough to not know if is that tilted. Yeah, that's tilted.
You know what? I got respect for that. If some punk rock back there was like, you know what, I'm going to tilt this fucker 3 degrees. Let's see if anybody notices. I'm just going to piss people off. If there's some punk rocker out there who did that, I commend you.
Yeah, you got to wear 3 badges because just 1 badge isn't enough. 2 badges
The
too
flare.
symmetrical. The flare, you got to have 3 so that it's offset.
You have to have at least
Otherwise-
17 pieces of flair.
Like that dumb idiot that mosh pit. I'm like the biggest guy in a mosh pit moshing in there, and then so because I'm wearing a Hawaiian shirt, and so some girl's like, "What are you, a punk rock? You don't look punk rock." I'm like, "Get the fuck out of here, lady." It's
I
fine.
just noticed this. Are you wearing a Benford Tools T-shirt?
Yeah, dude. This is one of my favorite shirts. I
is
fucking love this shirt.
Cheers to that.
More
No.
power. Ooh, ooh.
That's
But
the
I
one I was
noticed-
waiting for.
But what I noticed about Supergirl and Spider-Man is that they kind of have the same thematic elements going for their movies. They're both like in search of fresh starts, and then things are coming in and disrupting that.
Yeah.
You
So
know
we
what I
gotta do
mean?
introspection first, and then we can move on to now that we understand our feelings and everything, and we're secure with our bodies and our minds. Now we can go fight Brainiac.
Also, so that's a trope I'm okay with, but seriously, after like every couple of years, every couple of movies, you have to recycle your character. And you have to give them that fresh start. Spider-Man's a couple of movies in now. He has to either get rebooted or a restart because there's only so many chapters in the story that can be told. Supergirl, they're actually kicking things off, so that's got a fresh start to it, versus the other iterations
Spider-Man,
recently.
after this, they could definitely get into the symbiote saga, and which is
They
only.
need to, and that better be a trilogy.
I mean, it can be bro. The way the symbiotes are doing, they're like running Marvel nowadays. Like they have so many stories based on the symbiotes. I almost don't like the symbiotes anymore. It's like everything is fucking symbiotes.
Yeah,
now.
okay. Don't make it a 2 movie then, not a trilogy. Don't do that. Don't go overboard.
They can if they
But
did
it's
Carnage
not
right.
it's not a 1 movie.
Well, the way they already I think they pretty much ruined Carnage in the Venom movie. Now
Right.
the Venom movies were okay, but they're acceptable. There's
like
a
them.
lot of different kinds of Venoms in the comic books, so they kind of merged it all together and made it a little bit more modern. But whatever, I don't hate the Venom movies. How are you going to do that with Spider-Man when you already have these Venom movies out? You either got to merge the two or make a brand new Venom. And I don't know if they legally can do that when Sony has Venom. So Sony has the symbiotes, and I think that might be why they've been remaking all these new Venoms with like gold on his chest and shit. They're like, we'll just circumvent Sony. We'll just make a new Venom that everybody knows. We'll go Spider-Man 2099. I'm seeing him everywhere all of a sudden.
Savage Venom.
Savage Venom. That's right.
Well,
Or the
part of that whole like brand new day, one bad day, and everything, that kind of takes place with the Back in Black story, where Aunt May, almost dies, and then Spider-Man's like makes a deal with Mephisto to get Aunt May back, and he gets back in the black suit during that story.
That's how they're going to ruin Spider-Man. You just nailed it right there. Marvel has to ruin it. That's what Disney has to, not Marvel. Disney will ruin Spider-Man when they make.
They can't make a live action.
No, they're going to make a One More Day movie, and they're going to say like One More Day Home or something like that.
Yeah.
One More Day is going to ruin everything. So that's basically when it was all like the Spider-Man that we had all known turned out to be the clone, right? That was One More Day.
Yeah.
Here we go. He went big.
Spider-Man Back in Black.
I'm back in
so
black.
this story takes place where Aunt May is about to die, right? And he's got to run into Kingpin and everything. But with this story of Aunt May being in the hospital and everything like that, Spider-Man gets darker and stuff like that, and he's back in the black suit.
How does he get the suit? Did they explain that?
That's not Venom. That's just the black suit he had.
Yeah, but the black suit left to Eddie Brock, and then it became Venom.
No. That's what I'm saying. Like that was like the symbiote. He didn't get the black suit from being the symbiote. He had the black suit, and like wasn't that two different things at two different points? He had an actual black suit.
No,
yes, it was the black suit before it came Venom.
Yeah, but it was the same thing. The black suit is Venom.
Well, yeah, later on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the symbiote, and then the symbiote.
I thought he had a black suit that he wore for a while, and then he went back to the regular red and blue, and then it became black when he got the symbiote again.
No. And so he had the red and blue, and then Secret Wars. He got his suit was all tore up. So the aliens on that planet, or Spider-Woman or whatever, basically said, "Hey, we've got this machine that makes suits," and so they gave him this black suit. They later emphasized that it's like an alien called a symbiote that they use for their super suits, and it's called a symbiote. So now he's running around in the black suit, which is symbiote.
Is that new? I thought he got the symbiote when William James.
That's the cartoon. That's the cartoon.
Really? Okay,
yeah,
I didn't know
that. The comic books I actually have the Secret Wars issue where he got the black suit. His suit's all tore up on this. Was that a universe, or was that just on another planet? Basically, the Beyonder brings them all together to fight. He gets tore up. He gets a new suit. It's a symbiote. When he comes back to Earth, it's just a black suit. It's like it can do cool shit. But then later, they started writing into it, making him angrier and angrier over the years.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually started creeping in this new mysterious figure. And that was supposed to be Venom. They ended up tweaking that story arc that they were going to do, and then kind of suggested that this mysterious figure wasn't Venom. It was his suit going off and doing shit. Yeah. And then eventually he realizes the suit is feeding off of his anger, and it makes him angry, and it's turning him evil. So he gets rid of it, and then it goes to Eddie Brock, and that's the bell tower scene.
Yeah.
And then Eddie Brock becomes Venom with that suit. And then later, I mean, there are moments where the suit tries to get back to Peter Parker, and Eddie Brock's like, "What the fuck, dude?" And he's like, he's stronger than you, Eddie. Like, I want to be with him. And Peter's like, "Nope, get off me, bitch. I fucking dumped you." Like,
see, Back in
now
Black,
you're just somebody that I used to know.
Back in Black shows him getting angry and everything, but I don't think it's depicting it as a symbiote suit. I think it's just putting him back in the black suit and having a story arc of a darker, grittier Peter Parker taking place. And
but how does he get the black suit? That is the symbiote.
But it wasn't before they made it symbiote. Like when Todd McFarlane made the black suit, it wasn't symbiote. It was just a black suit. And then later on, they made it into Venom.
Todd McFarlane didn't make the black suit.
I'm pretty sure. No, he made Venom. He didn't make the black suit.
Venom.
Right.
He didn't like the black suit. So he had turned the black. He's the one that wrote the story to get him out of the black suit and back into the red and blue Spider-Man. He's like, gotta get him back in them red and blues.
But see, remember at the end of
come on, kiddo.
What was it? At the end of No Way Home, when Eddie Brock and Venom were actually in the universe, they just didn't do anything.
We had to ham fist that shit into that movie.
Remember that? Remember at
What
the
happened?
end credits
Oh yeah,
scene?
yeah.
It's the
That was
cut
the
scene at the
teaser.
end.
That's just so that in case they could figure out a way
And
to
when
do it.
when they popped them back over to their own universe,
That
a little
one little
sliver of
thing.
Venom was left on the table.
You think they're gonna do anything with that, or is that just like they're just gonna leave it there and be like, nah, fuck
I'm
that.
just saying it would be very cool, especially with Brand New Day taking place, where none of his friends are actively his after all this loss and grievance takes place. And after this mutation that might take place in the film, after all of this negative beats taking place, the black suit is definitely open season.
That would be a good introduction.
That might be a good way to bring
that.
in the Venom shit, but then that's a better way than the way they did it with the Spider-Man 3. That is the way to do it. But if we do
and it
have
better be a 2-movie deal.
But check it out. If Doomsday is a Secret Wars movie, that's the way to do it. They're gonna, and they might even be able to tie in the Venom movies in there, because imagine these symbiotes who are they're whatever their race, right? Imagine how angry they'd be at finding out that there's this Spider-Woman or whatever out here, which we already know through Madam Web she's in the Sonyverse at least. They're just fucking with these symbiotes to make like their fucking their Armani or whatever, right? They're like, oh yeah, we wear Armani. They're like fur coats to these people. And the symbiote's like, nah, fuck that. We don't want to be fur coats. You know what I mean? And so they like Peter Parker in the fur coat, the skin suit, and then he comes back to Earth, and they're like, by the way, like, nah, bro. That's not how it works. And then they make them all angry. Right. They could tie in that little thing, but it'd be better if in the Spider-Man movie, the end of the movie, that little thing, he's all angry. That little thing is walking up to him, and he steps on it and kills it. And then they zap him away to Secret Wars, and then he gets the suit the proper way.
That'd be cool.
I would respect that decision.
You see, Marvel, I'm saying Disney, pay me the big bucks.
But you could tell with this movie that the lighting and everything is a little bit darker. There's a little bit more shade and shadow to this film than there was the first 3 films. And it's going to coincide with the darkness.
It's got a darker tone to it.
That's coming. It's definitely
and Man Spider's gonna be fucking. I want to see how they're gonna make that thing look.
Man Spider.
They're totally doing. They showed his eyes go black. He's got to be Man Spider. I hope they don't make him look like a zombie. I hope they actually fucking turn him into Man Spider. That'd be fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Is that how long is the trailer? Is that something that we can show here? Or at the very least, we can provide a link if anybody needs to.
It's like a minute something, 2 minutes.
We can check it out. I just need you guys
to
tell
me when to stop
and when not to play sound and shit like that. Yeah, we can go through it. I'll bring it up.
If you want to mute it, we can just like talk our way through it so you don't get like dinged.
Okay. That's fine with me.
I hope you don't get dinged.
I'll bring it up. Yeah.
That's stupid that they ding people for that. We're just blasting their trailers.
Oh, you don't want to get me off on that argument. I got all kinds of things to say about that. There's plenty that they could do so that you don't get dinged.
They just want to
give your ad revenue to Marvel. Just give them the ad revenue and let everything be okay. You're doing a Marvel.
You don't even have ad revenue. See, that's the thing. You don't even have ad revenue.
Exactly.
So a copyright flag, right? That's where they take your ad revenue. You're not going to get a strike for it.
The problem is if you get a whole bunch of those, then you're going to have problems getting monetized when you get to that point.
I got a lot of.
You don't have that many, but it's something to be mindful of.
I don't have that many videos. Yeah, I need to start making more videos where I don't use any.
Yeah, you do.
All right.
Copyrighted anything. All right. So Spider-Man.
All right.
Oh, here we go.
Spider-Man Brand New Day.
Let's go.
All right. So he's watching his friends, like they're getting ready to go. They're happy that they're at MIT and stuff like that.
Thick, dude.
Look at his.
His posture. His whole posture, and he's getting fat.
He's getting that old man thickness.
I heard a video. I watched a video where they're talking about his posture, and how like their theory is that over the years he's been getting beat up and he can't go to the hospital. He doesn't have the Avengers or anybody or Stark Tech to help him, so he's actually like not being able to.
That's what happened to me too. If anybody's watching,
that's why my back hurts. Is all the times like
he's like. Here's what happened with Tom Holland through the Spider-Man films. He went the same way as Daniel Radcliffe. He got heavy into drinking, and that made him look.
Have you seen his girlfriend?
Yeah, but have you seen him? Like he looks aged, like more so than he used to. Like he used to look like a kid.
He looks like he has a cigarette in his.
He looks like a 40-year-old kid.
Like right now, he looks like he should be blowing smoke.
Somebody did the trailer and they put a cigarette in his hand the whole time.
Really? It looks like he's holding
it's hilarious.
And he should be like blowing the smoke out right now. Oh God!
But look,
yeah, he's not happy. Everything's dark.
Same young Peter Parker anymore. That's a broken Peter.
That's broken Tom Holland. Hollywood.
Take it from somebody who has to deal with a broken Peter.
Anyway,
like me. Just where's his beard and his fucking aviators?
Mm-hmm. Well said.
But you can tell that for this one, he's definitely aged. He's no longer the high school Peter.
He was talking to what's her name in that first one? What's the print? Do we know why? Like he's even able to talk to her?
Who? He just walks up to her and tries to make conversation.
Yeah, he's not like he's just trying to rebuild that relationship, but it's not happening.
Okay.
Sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm actually
this
really
little clip. I like this clip. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, in No Way Home, we got Daredevil, right? We got Daredevil from the series and everything. So now, of course, we're going to get John Bernthal. They're just cementing that they're in the same universe.
Look right here. It says, "Quit your whimpering," as if to say Peter Parker whimpers a lot. He's always bitching and complaining.
Yeah.
Like, quit your whimpering.
One thing I noticed right here in this shot right here that I'm kind of curious about. Why do you need sights on that gun? You are not aiming down the barrel.
Hold on a minute. Hold on. They have sights on grenade launchers.
And not if you have a sawed-off grenade launcher.
Well,
like this thing is like a hand cannon.
Like the sights are like these big flip-up sights, and that's like But that's
for like measuring if you're going to fire that thing 100 yards or something. But that's not what this is.
Maybe
this
that's not
100 yards.
That might be that attachment they never actually put in the military. Like the ones that are in like Black Ops, the grenade attachment. That's not like a real thing. That's a thing that exists, but that's not like a thing they use in the military. I thought it was my understanding that that's not a real weapon that the military issues. Is the grenade launcher attachment? That's like something you can buy if you want it, but that looks like that's what he's holding right there is one of those. So that could be the attachment part right there.
I'll let it slide for now, but I'm not going to let it go.
That was a cool little like Street Fighter pose.
Yeah,
I like that they put. I like that they got Frank Castle and using guns and with the skull on his chest, because why the hell they try to cut the balls off of Punisher in the comics? It's Man Spider. I'm telling you, look, he's even growing boobies.
Big titties for little old him.
They're Man Spider boobies.
They definitely are, because that does not add up for his physique. Especially that one. That one's that's a C cup.
That one, you got to work the left side too. You got to have the right days and the left days.
There you go.
He missed Peck Day.
He really did.
In his arms, and then we got Dr. Banner. I actually heard an interesting theory about this. Look at his wrist right there.
Yes,
so his wrist has that thing that allows him to control his. Yeah, it allows him to control his ability to be the Hulk.
Yep.
And he's going to be the one that Peter goes to try and get the inhibitor on his mutation, which could lead to the mutants getting inhibitors on the inhibiting collars. Which Dr. Banner could be like essentially the villain of the X-Men.
Could be.
And it introduces some of the X-Men storylines that we're familiar with.
It could be how you bring in Wolverine versus the Hulk. Because that story in the comics is kind of, man, he just ran into him.
You're a science guy. What's this say back here? This says
After Weapon X.
Lattice quantum
chromosomes.
Oh, I bet it says Chrome. I bet that's his. I bet he's got like just an advanced Google browser.
UCD.
They think that's the character bouncing between all of the entities. They think that might be Jean Grey.
Hold on. Go back a couple frames. Go back. Because I heard, what's his name? Negative Man or whatever his name is going to be. The guy holding up his hands. Who is that supposed to be? Because Jean Grey, I heard, is. And you've got this guy right here. Who the hell is that supposed to be?
That's the tarantula.
So that ties into the Man Spider. Then you've got the X-Men, the allusion to maybe the X-Men won't be in it, but Professor X probably will. Or Jean Grey will lead him to Professor X. But they're supposed to be. Somebody was saying, or maybe it's when he attacks the hand, that there's probably going to be Daredevil and Punisher in that scene, but they cut them out just like they did the other two Spider-Man in the other No Way Home trailer.
Okay. Just for the trailer?
Yeah. Man Spider eyes.
Is that man? Okay, yeah.
His eyes are going. Yeah. He's like he's mutating right here.
That's unfortunate. This could have been a Venom thing.
Yep.
Oh, they'll do it. If they're recreating scenes from the other movie, they can recreate this scene too.
I think this is the dumbest shot in the whole thing.
I wasn't a fan of this particular shot.
This
got his
is retarded.
And he's why doesn't he have his fucking mask on?
Why is that guy like getting pushed backwards? His sword just broke in half.
Yeah.
Nothing happened to him.
There was a blast. There was like an impact.
Dear Lord, right here. So
that's so John Woo.
Dude, that's Frank Miller right there, man. So like Daredevil, Punisher in this scene right here. Because this guy is okay, I'm like pointing to the screen. So you got like if you look at the soldiers, some of them are looking in different directions, right? Like one of them might be looking at Spider-Man, but the other ones are going for the other two guys.
That would suck to be that VFX artist.
They did it. The thing that pisses me off is if it is true, they did the same thing for No Way Home. So this is an old trick, and we're all wise to it at this point. So she's going to be aware. She's going to be aware of him being Spider-Man.
She'll figure it out. She'll figure it out at the end of the movie.
Because she's Zendaya and she's so smart. She's so clever. She'll figure it out.
So Supergirl is going to be in theaters for a little over a month before Spider-Man hits the theaters.
You think that might affect Spider-Man ratings or Supergirl views? People might save their money for Spider-Man.
No, I will admit that I believe people are going to be going out to see Spider-Man more than they're going out to see Supergirl. But I think
I agree with that.
I think it'll be a disservice not to go at least check out Supergirl because this is her first film, which I've stated, after 41 years of waiting to be back on the big screen.
No, I didn't see Superman in theaters, but I might actually go see Supergirl in theaters because I got daughters, and this actually looks good. This actually looks better than the Superman movie looked when I saw the trailer for that.
Right.
So, and because I know a little bit more about the story they're going with, I'm actually excited to go see that, and I think even my wife would enjoy that movie. So
people are going to go to the Spider-Man movie because we've gone through the Avengers. We've gone through 3 Spider-Man movies with Tom Holland now, plus his roles in Avengers. There's a buildup of the lore for him now, like it's already there.
Yeah. I'll see that
and we just had his last movie was the one where it's got all the multiverse, all the different Spider-Mans and stuff, which was very successful. People are going to come to see what happens as a result of all of that. So they're going to be feeding off of that. Supergirl has a little bit of feed off. She's going to get some runoff from the Superman movie, but it's not to the same.
The trailers
amount.
look good, but it's still not doing justice to the story. It's not giving enough about what you can expect. Like what are we? Why am I watching this movie? Yeah, I see Supergirl. Yeah, I see Lobo. Yeah, I see this and that. She looks boss lady. No, there's not anything that's like getting somebody who doesn't know anything about Supergirl, right? There's a bunch of shit on the screen, and it's like, okay, it's a Supergirl. She's got a dog.
That's what they're using the Superman references.
But it's like, how do you get people into the
reason.
theaters without any lore behind it? You know, other than the nerds going around or geeks telling everybody, go check it out. It's going to be great.
So this trailer for Supergirl just dropped 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? I hadn't seen this.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
All right. Well, you see the sun right here. This is a yellow.
Playing fetch in space on her way to another planet.
See, this is cool. Like, Superman's actually like trying to reach out to his cousin and saying, I'm worried that you're not going to find your people. And he kind of disassociates himself with being Kryptonian because of what happened with his parents saying that he needed to take over Earth and, you know, make a harem, get many wives, all that shit. So he's kind of like distancing himself from being Kryptonian at that point. That's why he says, I'm worried about you not being able to find your people.
That's funny.
And they had to suffer with that fucking dog as a punishment or something?
Probably as a punishment. Or no,
it should have been a golden retriever.
Yeah, it should have been a lot of different things. See, Crypto is supposed to be like a good dog.
Yeah.
Not this little butt.
And he's not terrible compared to the other pets we've seen, like Jar Jar Binks. But he's still just not good.
Mm-hmm. Yoda.
So.
Yoda was a horrible pet. The new Yoda, especially. Lighting shit on fire.
See, I wish they had gone with the medieval that we had in the actual book instead of like sci-fi Star Wars-y-esque Guardians of the Galaxy shit.
I like the sci-fi shit more than the medieval, but it would make more sense because on the planet where that is more of an archaic society, like right, they're not like used to spaceships and shit.
See, I was kind of thinking I like that their spaceship stuff is more Star Wars than Star Trek.
They're like the Kashyyykians.
It's a little dated.
They're like the Chewies. What are the Chewbacca? What are they called? The race?
Mm-hmm.
The Kashyyyks or whatever. The Kashyykians are from Kashyyyk.
Wookiees.
The Wookiees. They're from the fucking Wookiee planet. I can't remember the name Wookiee. Anyways, the Wookiees. they on that episode.
I think this is the dumbest shot in the trailer.
This is kind of like Raver. Like she's on drugs, dude. She has to be on drugs. I know y'all say she's not going to do it in a DC movie, but clearly on drugs right here.
There's somebody's holding up some of that green stuff on the side there. You see that little green light? That ain't no fucking phone.
Death sticks. You got any death sticks? You don't want to.
It's a little kryptonite cigarette. That's what it is.
Bro, it is. It's kryptonite. No, you're right. That's the drug. The drug is the kryptonite because it like.
You know, if she's gonna do drugs, she probably wants it mixed with kryptonite, right? To allow her to be able to enjoy the drug.
People smoke meth and fentanyl and shit now. What's the difference between that and kryptonite?
Fucker is supposed to be Krim, and I hate that.
Hold on, what that? No, that makes him look.
That is not the same.
That's not Krim. Krim was good because, one could argue Krim wasn't a villain per se. He was doing his thing for his people, and it infringed upon other people, right? He did pay the ultimate price. He got trapped and lost his battle and everything, right? He got his ass thoroughly handed to him. And in the end, repented for it. This is not
simple. He was walking around in a loincloth.
Yeah.
Like you don't need him to have this like skeleton torso fucking.
They should have made it look like Conan.
Yeah, exactly. He became a space pirate. This is just fucking stupid. This looks exactly like one of those.
So they're tying him in.
It's like they ran it through ChatGPT to ask what he should look like, and that's what ChatGPT shit out.
No, this was
Guardians of the
Taserface's
Galaxy.
drinking buddy.
Yeah, this is Taserface. This is fucking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes,
shit right
exactly.
here.
Taserface would have been a better Krem than.
Hold on. Are they gonna do like I'm Skullface and they're like Skullface really? And he's like I'm Skullface. They're gonna like play like what are the odds they play off of jokes from Guardians of the Galaxy? There's
going to be some similar jokes. Yeah,
like obviously this is very Guardians of the Galaxy heavy. There's got to make a joke in there where they're like they do something the same from the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, but why does it have to look and feel exactly like a Guardians film?
So that they can make that joke. That's why
they did follow that aesthetic pretty heavy.
A little too much.
I'm Laserface.
Okay, why is that's Momoa fighting Krem, isn't it? Yeah, that's Momoa.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Why are they making him fight Krem?
Interesting that they throw that scene in there when Ruthie's talking about him killing her family.
Krem's a pirate. He's out to get. They're all both out to get Supergirl, so he's going to fight the pirates because it's his Supergirl, his bounty.
I don't see the makeup on Lobo here, though. Maybe that's.
You think this is actually a scene of Krem killing Ruthie's family?
Yeah, that might be it.
Or maybe
if he's going to be like the father of that girl and tied to the everything, and then puts makeup on,
that makes so much sense. Though that makes so much sense.
That'd be annoying. That'd be really annoying.
Most of the time, I agree. I don't know. Like, they could very easily do that and just fuck it all up.
Okay, well then, why bring Supergirl in at all? Because it's his story. His goal is after Krem. Her goal is after Krem to help. They're both. She's trying to help the little girl. He's just trying to get
that's
revenge.
how you tie those two characters together, Supergirl and Lobo.
Yeah, but then one of them's going to get the character arc or the whatever you call it, the development. The other one's not. You can't have two characters fighting each other and get that same character development.
Yeah, but think about that. Yes, you want Supergirl to have the character growth arc. Lobo, no. Like, he doesn't need the character growth arc. He's a man. He's not supposed to, like, feel emotions.
Then why put him in that position?
Because it's easy.
Like, why?
Because it's easy. It's an easy way to hand-fist him into the story.
Lame. That's the daughter of Lobo? Is that what you're saying? She's gonna be
no, I'm not saying that, but yeah, that would be an easy way to do it. That would be a very easy way of doing it.
That's
Lobo
too much. That'd be too much for Lobo. Too much heavy emphasis on Lobo's story and not a Supergirl. I think that'd be just like.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Then there's He-Man. I'm excited for He-Man. He-Man looks good. I think I might be the most excited between Supergirl and He-Man, and then Spider-Man. I'm not sure if I want to see He-Man more or Supergirl, but it's one of those two. Maybe a couple trailers down the road. We'll see. Spider-Man's just starting to come out with shit. I'm not even a big He-Man fan. I've watched some of the cartoons. It's fine. I like sci-fi. I could see there's like potential for a really badass sci-fi, fantasy kind of wizard world, sci-fi, whatever. And I'm seeing like they're basically taking the cartoon and putting it on a big screen, which is what we all want. So let's not get too innovative here. Let's just stick with what works, what people want and they like. You don't have to get crazy. Like the Mario Brothers movie back in the day.
Am I right on this? Did they get the guy from 30 Seconds to Mars, Jared Leto? They got him to play Skeletor?
Yeah. I haven't heard the voice, even though I think it's in this trailer, the second trailer. They just put out a new trailer for He-Man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I want to say Jared Leto's voice is in there, but I can't remember. It didn't sound like, nah, He-Man.
I just want to see the character run up to the screen, say a dad joke, and then go running off.
Up yours, He-Man, and like runs off.
Yeah,
Dick. That'd be funny.
That's a good shot.
Runs off the screen and says, Dick.
Yeah, that is a
like
good
that.
shot.
That's a toy right there.
Exactly. That's marketing.
I don't know about the dick going into its mouth, but that's a toy right there.
Shit.
You got to buy the drawbridge separate.
Yeah, the drawbridge costume.
Oh, they had his lion and his tiger lion thing, and I forget what that character's name was, but
Look right there. Go back. They got rid of the name tag, the he him shit. It's not on his desk.
in that shot, because it was in the other one you were talking about, it was further off to the side. Like they had to do a solo
but
shot.
Go back. You can see almost the edge of his desk. It's not there. I swear to God, it's not there. See?
No, it was way off to the left side of the screen.
You saw it?
No. I didn't see it, but in that other trailer that you're talking about, they had to do a solo pan on it.
No, it was right in front of him.
Product continuity. That's a product continuity flaw. That's it. That's a Starbucks cup.
I think they removed it. It's possible they cut that shot off a couple seconds
just
later.
for the trailer. They made the joke in the first trailer. They weren't going to make it again. They're going to leave the joke for the movie.
Look at that. Skeletor looked badass.
All right. I'm good with this.
Oh, you know what? It should have looked a little bit more like the Misfits logo, though. Just a little bit more. You know what I mean?
I do.
I don't like the soundtrack music. It's
Idris Elba's bad.
Yeah, I'm not hating on it. I know some people are like race swap, but then the other people were like, yeah, but who cares if it's a race swap, because every time Idris Elba does anything, the white guys just love it. And I almost had to think,
no, I'm just
is that true? I actually do like Idris Elba.
Yeah.
And I don't really care if they race swap almost anybody with him, because I like Idris Elba's acting.
Here's something for you. They didn't bitch about him being Heimdall in Thor.
Right?
So
they did use that as an example of the time that.
Did anybody bitch about him in Dark Tower? Because I mean, he was not Clint Eastwood, but
I bitched about him big time being Dark Tower.
I bitched about Dark Tower, the movie in general. It wasn't a horrible
movie. That movie was an absolute travesty compared to the books. Absolute. One of the worst travesties.
Compared to the books. The movie was
compared to the books.
I haven't read the books. Hey, Mo. But
no,
the movie as a standalone, just like Serenity was like a good movie, and then you find out there's a whole series behind it. The series is way better than the movie, even though I like the movie. The Dark Tower movie, I didn't even like that much. Then I find out there's a whole book series about it.
Yeah, it took like 40 years to write.
I had a bitch fit about Idris Elba being Roland, the gunslinger, because had they done it by the books and he had his relationship with Eddie, Odetta, or whatever you want to call her 4 fucking personalities, and his relationship with Jake, the whole dynamic between Odetta Walker and Roland the gunslinger was her calling him a white boy and stuff like that, because that was that dynamic. It totally takes away from that. But outside of that, Idris Elba as a gunslinger, fine. But Stephen King made the gunslinger to be a young Dirty Harry, a young Clint Eastwood.
Yes.
That was what he was supposed to look like.
Yes, exactly. 1,000% agree.
When you do that and you put Idris Elba in that position, you can't cut his hand off, which the gunslinger's hand was cut off.
Yeah, he blew off his trigger finger. He didn't have a trigger finger.
Okay, his trigger finger. You can't do that to Idris Elba.
No, his fingers were bitten off by by
the crab. The crab.
The crab. Yeah.
Which was one of the best parts of the book, in my opinion. I know that I'm like the beach guy or whatever, but he's wandering around down this like insane like beach, and he just has to like take a nap, and he wakes up in the beginning of the first fucking book. He's taking a nap on a beach, and he wakes up and a fucking crab is chewing his finger off, so he eats the fucking crab.
Yep.
Like,
it actually made me relate to him a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But no,
But who
I
cares
hated
about Man at Arms though? Like, is that a character we care whether or not? Like Gunslinger, maybe James Bond, even like I wouldn't mind if he was James Bond, but I can understand if people are really upset about that. It's James Bond,
I don't mind.
but who cares about Man at Arms?
No, because I go with like the fan theory that each James Bond is just the code name. James Bond is just the code
Yeah,
name.
I agree.
Okay, that can be
If you
fine
go by
with
the
that.
Daniel Craig versions, no, that is actually James Bond, and it's James who was the son of
Austin
Craig.
Powers.
No, but yes, that was actually James Bond. But if we went by like the 60s to the 2001, sure, James Bond is just a code name because it's different faces on the same character. I could get behind that idea.
Like Mo says here, 007 is the code name.
I understand that, but you could say
Yeah.
007 is James Bond.
James Bond could be a fake alias that the MI6 has.
That's associated with the 07.
Yeah, they just hand, okay, you're 07, so here are your aliases as 007,
Yes.
and then here, James Bond.
We've already got the paperwork. You're just James Bond. Get used to it.
Just cut out the
You're
picture and put this guy's picture in
Obins is right. They don't need the two code names, but this is MI6. They do their work.
This is a modern way to explain it, like multiverses in the Marvel universe.
Right.
But, and that's how you can get an Idris Elba, James
And
Bond.
they weren't going to follow Ian Fleming's original thing where he had like a continuity of story or anything like that. This thing is meant to be a perpetual machine to outlast us.
And he's right, because then the lady Thor she was Thor, but not because her name was Thor. It's because she had the hammer.
We don't talk
and
about
whoever
that.
has the hammer is called Thor, right? He who is power, who's worthy of the power.
Yeah, we had
Thor.
a Captain Thor for a minute there.
Yeah. But again, Idris Elba being Heimdall's side character. Man at Arms, side character. Who gives a shit if you race swap?
I'm okay with that. Yeah, and I don't like the whole race swapping thing normally because it's a disservice. Not normally, but one of the main reasons because it's a disservice to, like, if you're going to have an African American character, yes, you absolutely need to have that. Don't just ham fist a race swap, palette swap onto like some character, some second rate character, just so that you can like try to attract that demographic.
You want that
urban like that?
You want that urban youth. If they had done it to He-Man, if they did that to He-Man, if He-Man was Idris Elba, if Idris Elba was He-Man, I'd be a little bit pissed. Because they don't,
I'd be fine with it, but I wouldn't be interested in the movie. It would feel like a cop-out.
Shall have the power of Thor, not shall be named Thor. The power of Thor. And this, you're right. This is fucking badass. This is fucking Skeletor.
Yeah.
I like this because this looks like something a kid would enjoy. This looks like how it should have
badass. The glowing eyes on that skull and the staff.
Yeah. Cool, it's like the 80s version, but for 2026, done well.
Before you hit play, can you imagine let's go, He-Man, I'll take you any day. Like, can you imagine that with this?
I hope
they're
going to go like, voice.
Are they going to be like they're going to do like you
think it's going to be like a dark guttural, like Christian Bale Batman? Yeah.
I'm ready to kick your ass, He-Man. Let's go.
Remember, kid, if you do anal, you're still a virgin until we meet again.
Dick. There's so many funny Skeletor cartoon memes out there, dude.
Yeah, there are.
See, this looks awesome.
Yeah, this looks fucking cool, man. It's like a movie version of the cartoon.
Yeah.
Hey, can I say, I don't know who this main actor is that plays He-Man. I love that it's not just obviously John Cena or, like the biggest dollar name that they could get. They got somebody who's like, dude, this guy, he's got it. Use him. We don't need $100 million guy. We need someone who can do the character.
Jake, go back and you got to turn the volume up. That looked like the laugh. That looked like a right there.
too scared to use it. Trust me.
Oh, you're too scared to use it, He-Man. You're a cuck. Dick.
Why are they paying Jared Leto for that? That's 11 laps. That is seriously a $15 a month subscription.
So Sebastian Cumberbatch would have done better. If that's what they're gonna do, Sebastian, like he did the dragon in the Hobbit movies, right? I had no idea it was him. He played fucking what's his name? The dragon, Smog. He played Smog, and I had no idea it was Christian Cumberbatch.
That is
or whatever.
Smog's voice, yeah.
He should have done it because I don't want to hear Jared Leto's voice.
The only way to save this movie is to reveal He-Man's last name, Woman Hater. I wonder if there's a club.
I think the He-Man movie is going to be pretty good, and it's like based off of the trailers, the subtle jokes in that first trailer that everybody fucking flipped their shit over. I think this is going to be a good one.
Yeah,
I like this. I'm kind of interested in how they invested their casting budget in Idris Elba and the villain. That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't mind Jared Leto. I'm not like a hater on Jared Leto. I think he's fine in most everything he does. I just don't like
the way they present this He-Man movie, or Masters of the Universe, whatever you want to call it, is that it looks like it's supposed to be like an almost indie film. Like they got a no-name to be the main titular character. Kind of
love that decision.
Kind of like what they did with, I don't know, the original TMNT, where they got Judith Hogue to be April O'Neil. There were no big names in TMNT.
Yeah.
The actual big names are side characters. They're just like, oh, that guy. Oh,
yeah.
Like I would, with that voice that Skeletor does, you'd have no idea that's Jared Leto.
I don't like that voice though that I just heard. I don't like that.
It's obvious.
You're just on the horse of one that high pitched.
No. I'm not even opposed. Go back to the Masters of the Universe movie voice. That was fine. Like do something just creepy, but like that, like you, like I can't even do it. Like it's
obvious. It's obvious.
Man, I'm ready to suck on your cock.
Like, you know what I mean? Like we don't need that voice.
It is right. Well, at least the first part of that.
Oh yeah,
I do like that they're trying to make new super that actors, right? You know, like we need a new cast. We need a new Arnold Schwarzenegger. Let Arnold Schwarzenegger die. Let even everybody after Arnold Schwarzenegger move on. We need new superstars or whatever. We need new casting. This is the way to do it. Get some guys in there, like just some new people, fresh blood.
And it doesn't even have to be new superstars. It can be like the whole like idea of typecasting people. It doesn't have to be a typecast. He can do other things, but you do not need to have the $100 million budget for casting somebody just so that you can get Tom Cruise as Jack Reacher. Like that's bullshit.
I'm kind of tired of the main act, like Pedro Pascal being in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So let's go ahead and bring on some fresh talent. Let's get like the old guard in the cast as the side characters, kind of like they're doing, and let's bring in some fresh blood, the fresh meat that we can criticize for the next 20 years.
I have less criticism for whoever the fuck this guy is than I would if they were to throw, I don't know, who's the bodybuilder guy, actor guy that we look to now.
Well, hold on. Give it 2 years after the movie comes out, and we'll find out everything, every dirty secret this actor has, everything he's done in the past 10, 15 years.
We'll cancel him for something. I know how that goes. And then he has to have his redemption arc.
We might have to cancel this guy.
He'll have his YouTube apology video.
He might have dressed up like a woman once, but he's not actually trans.
No one's going to cancel him for that.
All he do is act like he has to deep throat a strobe light, and he'll be fine.
That's how you get out of it. Out of that kind of a debacle.
I've already got my apology video filmed. I'm ready. I've got hit.
I am never going to have. Mark my words.
Yeah,
I will never have an apology.
I agree with this. Pedro, and I know that he's like a great name to clip onto for that, to latch onto for like that complaint. He was good in Game of Thrones. I'm fine with him in The Mandalorian. I didn't like that they had to mandate that he had to take his helmet off so that we could see his face a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
Like, because he was fine. But we didn't need him in like 1,000 things after that.
Yeah, I didn't mind him in Mandalorian. I don't even remember him that much in Game of Thrones. I know he's in it, but I didn't like. He's not like
he dies horrifically. So
yeah, it's not like some one of the major prominent characters. So his acting isn't like on this full display in Game of Thrones. He's like a fucking nobody in that.
yeah, Mo, that's a heck of a point. Anytime anybody does anything to get canceled in the next couple of years, you just need to spin that thing in a way that is negative Trump. You're good to go.
Yeah, that's true. Or make an apology video with like balls in your mouth.
Yeah.
I will not make apology videos.
I hope not.
I don't know.
Oh, I made mine years ago. I didn't even have gray hair in my apology video.
Yeah, but you don't even know what you might have to apologize for.
Yeah, you got to make it generic, and you got to sell some merch while you're doing it.
So if I'm going to make an apology video for anything I've ever done in the past, I'm going to have to do it with utmost like contempt and resentment and like
God
sarcasm.
Seriously, like that should have been my April Fool's like video joke. I should have just like gone ahead and filmed an actual apology video just to have little video.
I don't know. I have to think depending on what the incident is. There's a way out of almost everything.
Just have the video ready to go so you can just publish.
No, recently somebody did an apology video that was pretty impressive. It was like this utter contempt for the people who are demanding a fucking apology. And it's like, fucking chastise me. I don't give a shit. Like, you're not gonna like what would George Carlin do? Did George Carlin ever come out with a full apology?
No, because you didn't have to apologize for being honest back in the day.
No, because George Carlin's a man.
That Ironheart character was 17. Is that for real?
That actress had to have been like 30. There's no way she was 17.
She was the worst looking 17-year-old. Don't mean to knock. I'm not trying to like beauty shame anybody or anything. But
17 pushing 40. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was hitting that Hollywood life hard.
Shit.
It's because of all those big, she got into expensive drugs from all those big Ironheart dollars.
Yeah. She's not doing 8 balls. She's doing like.
Yeah, she's doing 16s.
Yeah.
Shit. But no. So, how would you rank those films that you're ready to see? 1, right out the gate, I am looking forward to Supergirl. Then I'm looking forward to He-Man, and then I'm looking forward to Spider-Man.
Same here. Supergirl, but only because I know this. I know aspects of the story they're going to tell, and I'm excited to see that. Then He-Man, because it looks like it's going to be faithful to the cartoon enough to like be good. Maybe even make improvements on it. And then Spider-Man, not because I don't want to see Spider-Man. I actually want to see Spider-Man the most, but so far I'm not seeing anything that's super impressive yet.
Yeah.
But I do want to see it. I hope it gets trailers.
To be completely honest, there is so much more writing on Spider-Man. If I only had to pick one, and I had to throw a dart at which one I'm going to see in a theater, I'm going to say like Spider-Man is the one that they've got the most writing on it. That is the one that I think is probably going to have the most pertinence long term. I think that He-Man probably has the potential to be the best like hidden gem that we've seen in a while.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is probably going to be, Wonder Woman.
Right.
Supergirl is probably going to be the best movie out of the three of them.
I think it has potential to be the best movie, but that's a good point. If I had one ticket and I can only see one in theaters, I think I'd probably save it for He-Man. I don't know why.
I think that's a wrong decision.
I think this because I'll have more fun watching that movie in theaters than I will watching the other.
You know what? Yeah, Spider-Man is something that as much as I think that's the one that's got the most writing on it, that's probably also the one that I could like just watch on Netflix the most.
Imagine the popcorn box they're gonna give for fucking He-Man, dude.
It better be
possibilities. It better be the Skeletor one, right? I'm gonna get that Skeletor fucking.
I'm with Mo.
If they could do 100%. That, but that's animal cruelty now. They have to train the dog.
You can't even pay the dogs to be in the movies anymore.
You'd have to train them, and that'd be animal cruelty.
All right. And this is how I think the profits are going to happen for the films. I think Spider-Man is going to make the most money. Then I think Supergirl is going to make second most, and then I think He-Man's going to be the one to come in third.
I think He-Man, then Spider-Man, and then Supergirl.
You're wishing.
Ooh. Can we write this down? I want to have this discussion again.
I'll write it down. Hold up. All right, here we go.
Make a post-it note.
Jake, I'm taking a post-it note.
All right, man.
Jake, you say Supergirl.
No, I say Spider-Man's going to make the most bank.
Oh yeah, Spider-Man.
Then Supergirl.
Spider-Man, $3. Then Supergirl. Supergirl, $2. And then And then which one? What was the other one? He-Man.
And then He-Man with a cent sign.
With a cent sign. Okay. Stanley.
Yeah, there you go.
Stanley, what do you think?
I think the exact same with the cent sign. I think that it's going to be a digit difference. That's not a reflection of which is a better movie at all. I would not be surprised if He-Man was the best movie out of the three of them. Especially box office wise.
He-Man box office is what I'm going for. Dollars. I'm going to go He-Man, then Supergirl, then Spider-Man. No, wait. Did I say He-Man, then Spider-Man? Not Supergirl. Spider-Man.
Yeah,
next. Then Supergirl is going to be the lowest. She's going to be the cent sign. Supergirl. All right. It's right here. I got it. It's all
post that one up. We will revisit that in August.
Yes, we will.
Yeah. If I can read this.
He-Man coming out.
I don't even know. I can read it now, but once I sober up a bit, I don't know if I'll be able to read my handwriting.
In August, we're like, what the fuck symbol is this at the bottom?
Yeah, I don't know. Can y'all read it?
Is that like pounds? English pounds?
Oh my God. Can't even fucking do that.
No, I can't read it at all.
I can't read it even right here in front of me.
I like that you have the blue post-it notes. That's such a teacher thing to do.
Oh, wow. So He-Man's going to be first in theaters on June 5th. Then Supergirl's coming out. Supergirl's coming out June 26th.
So she's going to be in the middle. So she's going to lose some sales because people are going to
He-Man's going to have more time, more ability to earn money. I still stand by what I'm saying, but you have potential
now,
for
box office
He-Man.
weekend. But box office weekend, right? Not after that. Like what is that?
Just box office period. Box office period.
Well, no, because then Spider-Man comes out or whatever comes out last isn't going to have the same amount of time to accumulate.
It doesn't matter. It does. I'm picking Spider-Man. I'll tell you right now, it doesn't matter. Spider-Man is probably going to earn more in their opening 2 weekends than the other two movies are going to have.
I'm saying 2 weekends. You got 2 weekends, and those are the numbers that we're looking at. After that, it's kind of stupid. Box office opening weekend is the one you rate everything off of. You think, man? I think a trap jaw popcorn bucket.
Oh, that's a good one.
Or
it's going to be that green tiger lion.
I think. What does Supergirl have to fucking do a popcorn bucket, Jake?
A logo head, like a Lobo head.
No,
a Lobo head going like, oh.
No, when they did Superman, they gave you the two Superman cups that were what do you call it? What's the L word? Where the
you don't say the L word.
pictures can change.
Will fucking ban you for saying the L word.
I was about to say something. That was so awful.
Yeah. So the Superman movies had the cups that had the lenticular pictures on the sides that could change them if you move them.
There goes the channel. He said it.
And they also had like the little like toys of Superman sitting in his chair and then Luthor sitting in his desk chair on top of him with the big Superman bucket.
Now think Dune, where you have the worm. You put your hand in the worm's head and pull popcorn out. That's epic.
So can I get the super dog's head
on
like the dead super dog's head, like on a platter where I got to pick the popcorn out of his mouth?
Oh, the dog's gonna die. That's the way to do it.
I like that, Mo. I like that.
What's he saying?
Supergirl should be get your soda in a flask.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
And
then the popcorn and the dog's dead body because it's gonna be it's gonna be
like his eviscerated body, like he's on his back. Yeah. All right, I'm good on that.
Yeah, you got to stick your hand through the dog's dead body to get your popcorn and eat it.
He-Man, come on, it needs to